Welcome, rodeo fans. I'm Vance Ruff, along with Jeff Marn. We've made the journey west of the Rockies to Grand Coulee, Washington, home of the great Grand Coulee Dam, and the start of the Pro West Rodeo season for 2018. Jeff, contestants are ready, amped up. We're ready to watch them.
It's going to be good. You know, this little community comes together. We get to watch everything from the 5K run to the mutton busting to the ranch bronc riding. It's going to be good.
Well, the action is fixing to start. Performance number one will be moments away. Stick around with us. We'll be right back.
Coulee Dam Federal Credit Union was founded to serve those working on the dam project in 1941, and we've remained ever since, serving our ever-growing membership with better rates, a wide range of financing, online banking, mobile banking, surcharge-free ATMs, and more for a well-rounded financial experience. A credit union truly functions for the betterment of our members, and our team of experts are ready to assist you with a one-on-one experience with someone you know and trust. Coulee Dam Federal Credit Union, NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Bareback riding takes a special kind of person. It takes somebody that's willing to deal with all odds against them. Kind of like a David and Goliath type thing. You got to overcome the giant, and it's the most physically demanding event in rodeo, and man, there's nothing like it. I've tried them all, and it's the best. There are a lot of guys that chew tobacco, and I've seen my friends have the start of cancer in their lip and they change it from top to bottom rather than quitting, and I've run across guys who have to push a button to speak to me because they've gotten throat cancer and can no longer speak on their own. It takes a special person to ride a bucking horse and go against something that much bigger than you and conquer it. You know, if you can do that, then you can kick the habit of chewing. It's the same thing. Put your mind to it and you can get it done. In rodeo, you never back down from a challenge. So I challenge you. Quit chewing today.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Ruff, along with Jeff Marn, getting set to go. Performance number one of the Colorama Rodeo, the 62nd annual here in Grand Coulee. Jeff Marn, bareback riding, we're going to the buck and shoots.
Yeah, I'm excited. The Pro West's been doing it for a long time and getting good cowboys like this. Francis Marchand, our first bareback rider, riding the good horse they call Rockstar.
Well, you get a good look right there. The mark-out rule in effect, setting his feet. The good bucking horse underneath him. Jeff, what do you think of our first contestant?
Yeah, he set his feet pretty good there right at the front. You saw that little horse kind of scatter out there toward the end, but we're going to see what the judges have to say, our good officials that are here with us today. We'll talk about them coming up.
Well, Bob Wynn and Sean Sullivan calling the shots from the floor. Our rodeo officials. Great look at the Whalen Tire replay right here. The spurring action, the bucking action of the horse, 50 points for the rider, 50 points for the animal. And they put it together.
71-point marking comes up to get us kicked off. 71 as Chester Hutton. Washington talent, ranch bronc riding. We talked about this. We'll get to see a little everything. It's going to be good. Stock saddle. They can go ahead and hold on to the horn here. We're going to have a little mixture, and the big boy says, I'm going to get one twisted here, Vance. Got a little mud in his feather on that one. As you see the cloud of dust and the slap of the knee right there, it is good old-fashioned bronc riding.
I'll tell you what. The classic event is saddle bronc riding. The traditional event is stock saddle ranch bronc riding. It is awesome. So we're going to Josiah DeSoto, Grand Coulee, Washington, the hometown cowboy.
Good ranch hand right here, Josiah. Watch him pack the rope, and he sits up tall, too. This kid, tell you what, good bronc rider as well. But watch him, though, riding colts every day of the week. He knows how to get it done cowboy style in Washington tonight. Josiah.
What a great way to start off performance number one. A good shot of the big screen and the action there in the background as our pickup men ride in, set him down. We'll go to the Whalen Tire replay for another good look at it.
That's every day at your ranch there, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, I haven't found a day yet where we haven't found one that won't walk out that way. But
I like it. Josiah, he's used to it, having a good time there. Packing that rope, we talked about that free hand is okay in the ranch bronc riding to go ahead and grab a hold. The wilder the better at the 62nd annual Pro West Rodeo here today.
Dylan Ziske getting set to go. Again, I like it. You know, an extra flair.
You better get your knees in there, son. I mean, getting tall in this saddle.
Well, I think the requirements are there as long as you're still in the saddle. And
he's got his dances as wolves motif. You see the flange on his shafts. He's looking good, they say. Big time score on that one. I liked it. The wilder, the better.
You know, as we see at a lot of our traditional ranch rodeos, you know, the baby powder, the woolly chaps, the fannin.
It's awesome.
Yeah, everything
Look
getting
at
the
this.
judges'
This
attention.
balance. I'm not going to lie to you. I could not have done that. It is amazing.
Tough way to come down as we have another one set to go. Ryan Anderson from Tonasket, Washington, looking to get on top of the leaderboard as he rears back. Oh,
Yeah.
got a hold of the night latch and the bronc rein.
You can tell he's been on a few horses that had a little hump in their back right now. He's trying to get a little extra points by taking his hat off, do a little fanning. Hey, you betcha. That horse might have been used in our grand entry. I saw that one Queen's horse kind of give up a few jumps. So with that in mind, I think he could have used a little more horse for that good talent right here, but we don't get to pick him.
Taking you to the Wayland Tire replay. Yeah, just kind of hopping on down through there, and it loosened him up to take the hat off and do a little
Waves
fanning
at the crowd. I love it. Springtime here in Washington.
Well, we're going to take you back now to the bareback riding, back to Francis Marchand again. Horse number 2 of the day for him, the old Mac Cowboy getting set. He was 71 on his first one.
This kid's good, though. He'll go ahead and rear back and go ahead and give the iron to one, too.
Well, it seems like here Jeff maybe a little bit more horse in on his second head. Gave him a little bit more trouble right there, as we'll check it out in the Wayland Tire replay. But 74 points, the judges liked it a little bit better.
Yeah, nice little bareback riding. You see he's just pretty patient with those feet and really gives command when he sets them back. Right here he sits up a little bit, and that horse is kind of getting a little longer, it looks like. But I tell you what, lack of aggression is not there from that good cowboy.
Well, he's a 74, he's a 71. He's covered 2 head of horses. I think that will complete the bareback riding for performance number 1. In the ranch saddle bronc riding, you see the leaderboard, 79 leading the way. And there in the bareback riding, Francis Marchand show 74 and a 71. We'll be right back right after this. Well, welcome back. I'm Vance Ruff along with my friend Jeff Marn. Tie-down roping getting set to go. Again, performance number 1 of the 62 annual Colorama here in Grand Coulee, Washington. As we see Chance Stucker getting set to go. Oroville, Washington, tie-down roper. You see the barrier strung in front of him. Advantage to the livestock, Jeff Marn. Give that calf a head start. Rope him in time.
Yeah, here we go. Here's where fast hands will really gain you some ground right here. That calf kind of doing some belly rolling.
Well, and it's springtime. The calves are fresh. A little smaller, having just a little bit of trouble running that string there, tying any 3 legs. He gets it done, and you see him hustle back. Get on and ride forward, slacken the rope. The field official has a stopwatch. That calf has to stay tied for 6 seconds. 16-5 in the books. Looks like it's going to stay tied and be official. You see the Whalen Tire replay. Jeff, nice snappy catch, but did you see right there a little too much real estate, picking up that front leg in the loop.
That's where you saw that barrel roll. He was trying to make sure he could get that calf and set him down there. And then you watched his hands. A little bit of bobble, that calf kicking there, so it's awful tough for that position right there. But a pretty good run, you know, on fact of what he had to deal with right there. We'll go on with some more action here. Over $25,000 added in prize money throughout all the events at the 62nd Annual Pro West Rodeo.
Trey reckons Zone Burns, Oregon, making the journey to Grand Coulee, be next to go. Another great camera angle. Good look at the barrier, the calf. The pusher inside is helping make sure that calf leaves there. Perfect start.
Come on, Trey. There we go. Got one caught. You talked about Vance. We got a nice little run started. If he could pick up here and boom.
Oh, quick
That's
hands.
nicely done.
A little further down the arena as you see him walking back, get on. That calf has to stay tied for the official time to go into the books. But yeah, just as we take it to the Whalen Tire replay, he just did everything once.
Yeah,
you know?
and that, you know, like you said, a little further down, but I tell you what, it was a businessman's run when he got a hold of it. He just went to work.
Well, this game here, this sport is won from that stirrup. And it's setting it up. You see him getting there just as the calf is getting up, catch him, set him on his side, and then it's a nice smooth tie to take the lead.
So more good tie-down ropers with Wade Kane of Ellensburg, Washington. Knows what he's got to chase here now for the leaderboard. Another good look at that good AQHA animal athlete he'll be riding today. As he backs into the box.
Well, you touched on it. You hit it. These animals, these are athletes as well. The equine athletes. As he reaches out there. We took a few swings over his back. Empty looped. Going to be a no time. You know, when we talk about getting up and down the road, all the investments these cowboys make in their equipment, in the saddles and the horsepower, opportunity to give a shout out to Grand Coulee Federal Credit Union, along with Jess Ford on board this weekend. As we go to Kyle Sloan from Ellensburg, Washington. No stranger to the winner's circle here.
No, this kid's tough. You talked about the fresh cattle. I think this guy enjoys fresh cattle. You watching him and the rodeo he goes to, so this will just be another fun run for Kyle.
Oh, there we go. You see the clock stopping at 9:97. Get on, get forward, get that stopwatch a-clicking.
Boy, he rides good horses too. I mean, you talked about good starts, helping to make a good finish, and Kyle knows he's got to ride the horsepower to get him there in a heck of a hurry. And it just shows you, this is a guy that spends a lot of time at his craft.
Well, and you see there on the Whalen Tire replay, he was trying to keep him on his feet. And that calf kind of run back under it and ended up getting a good left side fall. And he had to just wait on him to get him up. But still, he's in the lead. So we go to Cass Kaiser, Ellensburg, Washington as well. Here's another young man. You see him a lot in the Columbia River Circuit, all over the Northwest. The Kaiser Rodeo family. He knows how to get your money in the tie-down roping.
It is fun this time of year. In the Pro West, we'll get it kicked off here.
Oh, a snappy loop right
Got a
around
nice
the neck.
catch.
Pop him around, set him down. Look at Cass.
Boy, things, you know, to be honest, I'm surprised at look at the watch or where it's at because it darn sure looked fast.
10:33 on the clock as he steps forward. 10:34. We're going to go to that Whalen Tire replay. That calf was down when he nodded his head, and Cass, the good cowboy, knew how to wait, and he scored him sharp. That calf thinking he was going to get away. Good snappy loop and a quick tie.
Boy, he did. He wasn't going to kick out of that no matter what. That's a good guy to call to your brandings right there. As we move on to another good cowboy right here, the name is very familiar, Caleb McMillan in the tie-down roping. Soap Lake, Washington.
Well, when you and I talked about this young man, You know, he's had 2 great years at college at Northwest College in Powell, Wyoming, rodeoing in the Big Sky region. Works both ends of the arena and does it well.
Yeah, he's a hand.
Riding his good horse, the Buckskin.
Good catch.
Now Caleb will step in. He makes very few mistakes. He strings, he crosses, and he ties. He does everything once. And he might not win first, but that young man is going to place more often than not.
He's a hand. You see him take a step forward, put some slack in that rope as he waits, as we talked about, 6 seconds to cab to remain tied.
Well, the Whalen Tire replay will show it too. That calf wandering on him. He just waits, and then he gets a good shot and sets up a good straight directness. The horse taking the slack out of the rope. Caleb, he rides bulls well. He rides broncs well.
He's a hand.
Very handy with the catch rope. Well, 13-second run for him gets him into the top 4 as we go to Quentin Forte from Hayden, Idaho.
Mr. Forte. Now, does that have anything to do with them fresh cattle like that? You know, as we talked about, watching the lineup right here, you watch them go from side to side. Will they start lining up toward the end of the year?
They'll start lining up better. Every rodeo arena is set up just a little bit different, but you know, fresh calves, you can kind of see them just kind of wiry and bouncy. You're not sure whether they're going to start or not. You got to really see that move. They might take off and run. They might wander, not sure where the back end is. Each run on the cattle, they'll get progressively straighter, progressively. Some will slow up, some will get more aggressive. But right there, making it work over on the left fence, as we take you to the Whalen Tire replay, he just kind of wandered on him over there to the left. He took a good high percentage shot, popped him around, kept him on his feet. But just that freshness right there.
There was some serious freshness right there. I'm going to say he was kicking to the moon. He got a hold of him good, though, as we saw Rodeo Royalty take the lap. It's Kyle Sloan of Washington with a 9.9 leading the way. Kaz Kaiser falls closely by 10.34. We'll be back, folks, coming up with more rodeo action right after this.
At Les Schwab, we give you extra without charging you extra. That means no hidden fees or unexpected costs, ever. Because when it comes to earning your business, we've got nothing to hide. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Take a break from it all and come visit the Grand Coulee area, one of the most spectacular destinations in Washington State. You'll find year-round fishing and recreation, camping, hiking, rock climbing, breathtaking views, and world-class geology. Tour world-famous Grand Coulee Dam with an all-new laser light show projected on the towering walls of the dam. Come and experience one of the wonders of the world, the Grand Coulee.
On your next trip to Grand Coulee, Washington, come visit us at the Grand Coulee Center Lodge. No matter what your reason for traveling here, we have diverse accommodations to fit your visit. From economical one-queen rooms to roomy suites, even rooms with kitchens. We offer a complimentary continental breakfast and free Wi-Fi. Here at the Grand Coulee Center Lodge, we may be strangers today, but by the time you leave tomorrow, we hope to be friends. Call us at 866-633-2860 or visit us online at grandcouleecenterlodge.com.
It's summertime, the season to go to your go-to place. And no matter where that is, stop by Les Schwab for a free pre-trip safety check. You'll see why we're the go-to place for tires and brakes, no matter where you're headed. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Vance Ruff along with Jeff Martin, and a little rodeo entertainment on the side. Jeff, do you think she said yes?
Boy, by the look on her face, it looks pretty good for that cowboy. Best of luck to those guys, and I tell you what, some crowd entertainment. We love it here in Grand Coulee.
Well, as the entertainment continues, we're moving from the grandstands to the buck and shoot. Saddle bronc riding coming up next. Jacob Stacy from Moses Lake, Washington is going to start us off.
The old sod buster he's got here today, the matchup. Rough and tough bronc riding, big black and white pinto looking horses. I like it. Got him a little loose right there, Vance. He keeps on shuffling, though. He didn't have a moment to spare.
Boy, it looked like he was throwing everything at him. Horse is feeling good. The spring weather, you know, it was very nice when the rodeo started. It's kind of cooling off a little bit. Weather settling in as we start the bronc riding. Yeah,
we're going to talk about that mark-out rule here. Looks like they waved some things off, and things are good, though. That horse covered a little ground. A 63-point marking comes up for that good talent as we move on.
Well, we've seen him in the bareback riding. Now here for you, the all-around talent, Francis Marchand, Omak, Washington, get ready to go in the saddle bronc riding.
We talked about all-around talents. This guy in the bareback riding shows a lot of promise. I'm excited to see this side of the sport right here in the bronc riding. Watch this. We talked about the mark-out roll, where those feet are. Things are looking good right now. Look at this guy. I like the all-around. You can tell he's an athlete, and that's what's good to see.
Really curious, you know, when we watched him on 2 bareback horses earlier in the rodeo, and the way he set his feet and moved them in the bareback riding, I was really excited to watch this here in the saddle bronc riding.
He's catty.
Whalen Tire replay will show it to you. Boy, just picking him up, setting him down.
That's a nice, there's a reason why they call it the classic event of rodeo. That for the first 3 or 4 jumps out there, he was showing you a demonstration worth watching right there. Whalen Tire replay, picking it up. Nice little spurring action, scores coming in. Looks pretty good.
Looked really good as we go to Dustin Hobbs. The score for Francis, a 74. Dustin Hobbs, your turn.
Come on, Dustin. In a little bit of a bind right there, Vance, just trying to weather the storm. Do not get too tall there, partner.
Well, you and I've talked about it a lot. As we go to that Whalen Tire replay, we're going to see it as a 60-point marking is coming in. But the good bucking horses, when you get kind of D'd up like that,
It's
it
hard to
affects
get
the
back.
horse as well.
It does.
You know, our horse kind of peters out there towards the end, and he was just stuck, it seemed like.
Oh yeah, you give the horse their proper head and spur strokes and everything like that. If you're in timing with one of those horses, it's going to be good for them and you. Caleb McMillan, the good talent, is coming up. We talked about him in our opening, the all-around man. We're going to watch him in a lot of events here as well.
There you go, Caleb's tapped off. Just took him a few jumps, but like we said, you know, the all-around talent, he's a Big Sky Regional all-around champ. He's been to the college finals. What a great young man inside and outside the arena. But just right here, it just took him a minute to get set.
Yeah, and I didn't know if his stirrups, if he kind of looked like it was almost too short there, the way he sent it out in the front, but he got things. He's a talent, darn sure. He'll get things right.
When he gets older, it'll probably get a lot easier to use those pickup men, I would imagine, as well.
I would hope so.
As we go to Wade Kane, Ellensburg, Washington. Nods his head and says, let's go, boys.
62 years this great rodeo has been going strong as we watch another great bronc ride across the pen here today. As the rain starts coming down, as you see us in the distance, that's not going to spoil anything in today's performance. Put the umbrellas up, we'll steady him off there for a 65-point marking. Yeah, watch this right here. Also, looking for that one jump to get in timing with it. It took him a ways, but he kind of started toward the end, and that rain came down, and there it is, a 65 on the Whalen Tire replay.
Well, 50 points for the rider, 50 points for the horse. Looking for that spurring action, the exposure, the aggressiveness, but also the bucking action of the horse. The kick and the power and the drop.
Speaking of horse, let's go to McMillan horse right now. Junction.
Just kind of hop skipping out there and not really choosing a direction. Hard to get in time with one like that.
Yikes, yeah, right now. It's an eerie feeling right there. He's trying to find that pickup horse. That horse kind of lifting his head up. A lot of those bronc riders tell you, you know, it's almost as hard to, you know, ride one of those runaway horses. Actually more than it is, you know, getting something that's setting it up and getting them in time and rhythm as you watch right here. This gets a little tricky.
Well, getting set to go, Francis Marchand again, Omak, Washington. Horse number 2 in the saddle bronc riding. It's a workout day for
Well, one thing's
Francis.
for sure, he gives himself a chip and a chair. Entry fee, he'll take anything they give him. He usually takes advantage of it too. He's got confidence. Nice little paint horse. Jumping out there for Francis as he looks for the pickup man, and he says, you know what? We'll just hold that thought for a second. I'll take another hot lap and we'll step off on the other side.
Well, 3 of them now in the arena, chasing him around. As you get a good look at the Whalen Tire replay. Not quite as in time as he was on his first horse.
Good show of our Whalen Tire replay screen in the back as we look at the saddle bronc riding. Francis Marchand on top of that 74.
Well, as the rain continues to fall, we're going to move to our next event. Jesse Walker, Omak, Washington. The ladies in the breakaway roping, Jeff Marn. Pink night at the rodeo.
Oh,
She
let her
reaches
rip.
out.
There's
a little tough luck right there.
Yeah, that was a swing and a miss, as you might say. The mud might have had a little something to do with that.
Well, it gets sticky, the rain, it affects the ropes, it affects your hands. McKinley Davis, Post Falls, Idaho, getting set to go. Simple rule, give the calf a head start, rope him right around the neck. That rope tied to the saddle horn with a piece of grocery string, breaks away. Fastest cowgirl wins.
Yes, nice little showing right there.
3 and 27, but you know, we talk about giving the calf a head start. When you don't, we break the barrier, we give him a 10-second speeding penalty.
And she was just pushing it. She knew she was have to be fast there, but I like the effort.
Well, these contestants know. They know as we go to Bailey, knocked a goal from Ellensburg. They know who's up in the rest of the rodeo. They know when they're early on in the first performance, you cannot hold back. You can't safety up.
Bailey's got one going to turn a corner now. You talk about extra, put a little more difficulty in a run. It's like this. We might just run that one right back at the chute, start over again. But there's no quitting this good cowgirl. She's going to get that calf line back out and heading the right way. And there's just a little tough luck for her.
Wow, the luck of the draw. Cowboys and cowgirls competing on animals drawn for them, both in the rough stock and the timed event. Jade Crosley getting set to go, Hermiston, Oregon cowgirl. The Crosley rope and family, you know, it's not about just about turning barrels in the Crosley family. They can rope them as well.
No, they're cowgirls for sure. She is not going to be pleased with that. She'll go head right back to the practice pen, not only with her, but that good horse she rides. They got some horsepower. Those girls are hands.
Davey McMillan now, Soap Lake, Washington.
Boy, he was pushing that barrier too right there. So we watched another good little effort right there. 3.08 comes up on the breakaway time for Davey. Puts on the brakes and let it go to work. As we watch that rainfall down here now, it's coming down with Jessica Staples, Soap Lake, Washington cowgirl to breakaway roping at the 62nd annual Colorama.
Oh, I like the start, like the setup, snappy loop. Holy cow, sub threes already.
It looked good. It looked good.
2 and 91 for Jessica Staples.
291, that'll show you how to do it. Jordan Miner, Hermiston, Oregon. The Miner family, you'll hear us talk about a few of them here today. Let's see if we can't get something done in the breakaway roping. Wow, just right on the side of that. She thought that calf kind of ducked off right there at the end. You saw that rope fall flat to the side. It's not going to work for her today in no time.
So we go now to Marianne Gibson from Buena, Washington. Jeff, you saw her just kind of bump the corner. Everything was looking right. She nodded her head quick. Another snappy little loop. 3.90, 3.91 on the clock. Giving herself a chance. You check it out on the Whalen Tire replay. Kind of had that tip down and really ran in there and had to get that cat. You just kind of had to really reach over there and last swing and snapped it on him.
Tammy Danes, Soap Lake, another Soap Lake, Washington cowgirl. She's looking to chase that 2.91 in the leaderboard. And she's going to have to let her rip. As she said, you know what, I'm going to let it go anyway. I paid a fee here today. And she just had a little tough luck trying to gather that calf right off the beginning.
Well, her horse broke wide, broke down that right wall, and that kind of pushed that calf off to the left. Just had a hard time seeing him. Faith Jones, Newport, Washington. Getting set to nod the resist all.
Come on, Faith. Put a little gas in that tank and go to rope, and here we go. Just the same kind of difficulty we talked about here. Moments, just like you said, a little bit of wide, and then had to play catch up. And you're chasing a 2.91. You can't do it. So Jessica Staples, that Washington talent, 2.91. David McMillan with 3.8. We've got a lot more rodeo coming up right after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Ruff along with Jeff Marn. Staying at the timed event and time to do a little steer wrestling. Eric Knapp of Okanagan, Washington getting set to go. Steer wrestler on one side. You see the barrier strung for him. Give that steer a head start. His Hazer on the other side. His job keeping that steer running straight. Jeff Marn just kind of fresh cattle again this spring. The steer gets out in front of him, and it's going to be a no time for contestant number 1.
Yeah. Tough luck right there as we go to Jacob Stacy now, Moses Lake, man. Looking for that first time out in the steer wrestling. Oh, he was leaning. He had the good old-fashioned lean. He thought better of it that as he looked at his Hazer over there, a little bit wide. Didn't have that shot he was looking for here today, Vance, and rode right by.
Well, the leaderboard wide open as we go to Colin Wolf, Wenatchee, Washington. We need to get a guy on the leaderboard. Colin nods his head.
These guys are vying for that good money that's up for grabs here to hopes to qualifying for the Pro West Finals. It'll be later in the year. And another no time comes up on the effort here this afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you what, the last couple of guys looking to me like having an opportunity and setting up a go as we go back to the all-around talent, Caleb McMillan. Talking about him in about every event, just like every other rodeo.
This is going to be good watching right here. Now we just need to get that one stopped, put the brakes on, look at him go to work, Vance. I mean, that kid, like you said, he's very, very critical about his technique in each event, and that shows right here. He let them legs slide. He knew no times right now, so watch him go to work. Picks up that steer, waits for the perfect time. Watch when he finally turns that nose. Boom. That's what we're looking for in the steer wrestling. Nice little run.
Well, broken barrier is going to add 10 to his time. 16 and 82 is the total, but he's in the lead right now. They've got to come and beat him. As we're going to roll right into the team open, and let's start it off with a pair of NFR talented cowboys, Riley and Brady Miner, Ellensburg, Washington.
These guys win about everywhere they throw the twine, and I like it. It looks like it's not going to change here. Well, they caught a leg, but still pretty nice little effort. Would have been a 5.87. We'll add the 5, so 10.87 on the effort for the NFR former qualifying team here today.
Good look at the Whalen Tire replay. Rides right in there, sets up a shot for his brother, looks him over.
Boom.
Just didn't quite get that tip all the way through. And a 5-second penalty, but they're in the lead as we go to Jeff Flanagan and Jake Miner, Caldwell, Idaho, and Ellensburg, Washington Cowboys. Lots of talent in the roping events for the Miners.
It is. What a great family there. As we see the rain kind of stop here today, it's beautiful spring weather in Washington and a
Jake,
good head catch.
Hello, Jake.
Let's watch it. Nice.
5 and 17. I think we got new leaders.
Boy, you could tell that head catch he put on him and turned around perfectly. It just matched up. What a nice little showing in the team roping.
Well, Jake brought that steer to his header, and it made things just on a nice short rope. They set up a very quick heel shot right there. And they're in the lead as we go to Doc Walker and Kaya Hayes. Great shot of the scenery behind the roping boxes. A beautiful arena here in Grand Coulee. Kaya, reach in. Oh, that rope gets away from him.
Oh, yeah. Some tough luck right there with the no time coming up for them. It's tough enough to wear pink night tonight, so salute to those of you helping to fight the great cause out there. With more great action as we go to Casey Hale and Jet Hale. Tenino, Washington talents. All right.
Oh, quick shot on the head. There's a heel shot. It's not going to fit. Doggone it. But you know, you saw the 5.17.
And you got to go for it.
Yeah.
I mean that's just what it is. I mean there's no sense in going out there trying to be second place, and that's what they did. Rocky Staples, Cody Staples, Soap Lake combination. Here's another one that can get the money.
Well, and we see it time after time. The first few teams go out and they're snappy, even if they rope a leg or break a barrier, they're catching them and they're throwing fast, and it just sets up the momentum.
Set this up, yes. I like a little bit of patience will give you a lot of money in rodeo here at certain times, and that's exactly what he had to have on that heel time. But you saw that barrier come up. We're going to have to add 10 seconds to it.
16 and 59 in total. Great shot on the Whelen Tire replay. Rod May, Clay Fremantle, Canada represented in Washington, the Grand Coulee Rodeo. All right, header says, got him. Left-hand move, heel shot, quick,
Ooh,
but empty looped.
nothing there on the heeling side of things as we trail him back down the arena in no time. Comes up for the Canada combination here today. But good thing is there's a McMillan and a Stacy coming up from Soap Lake and Moses Lake, Washington. Caleb, once again, on the heading side.
Oh.
Yeah! Caleb's got a little extracurricular going on. You know, tough luck in the team roping here, but I can't lie to you. I tried not to laugh, but he even himself was laughing on that one as you saw that little white horse go to crow hopping down the arena.
Well, we talk about championships, we talk about history, we talk about heroes. Shane Crosley on the heel side, roping with Jake Taylor. Shane's won more championships than I can even count. Oh, and picking up a hind leg, 5-second penalty for that. 6.5 on the clock right there. Plus 10, plus 5, 21, and 51 will be the total. So broken barrier and then
about
one hind
everything
leg.
we could lay on them they got, but that's an unfamiliar position. Back to another great combination, Ty Schlecht and Scott Fisher, Cheney. And the Good Orchards Cowboys here. Team roping time at the 62nd annual. Looking for a head catch, but didn't go well, my friend.
Well, again, we talked about the luck of the draw. That steer came out and was making a left-hand move, and you could see the cattle in the background, and sometimes
they saw him.
Sometimes they pick him up with an eye.
Exactly. Saw your buddy in the back, wanted to...
Curled right around and took him out of it. Justin Farber and Taylor White now. Prosser, Washington. Battleground, Washington.
Ooh, a little slow start on there. Tough. We picked him up on that heading side, but...
Oh, a nifty little heel shot.
It was. That just looked, you know, he looked like that calf was in that barrier quite a bit. I don't know, we'll have to watch that replay, but take a look at it. And I do believe we're going to have to add 10 to it.
Yeah, just didn't quite see him out there enough. That steer had waited, you know, just waited there in the chute like you were saying. 10-second penalty. But you see Jeff Flanagan and Jake Miner atop the leaderboard, 5 and 17, going into tomorrow's performance. We'll be right back.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Whelen Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Whelen Tire. We know tires.
Let me tell you about America. Down roads you don't ever see. Verses on billboards. Cash crops and a coffee. Crimping Hardee's in the parking lot. Popping biscuits in the back seat. Losing lighters in my friend's couch. With the game on the TV. Going hard at the Hardee's. Real hard with my Hardee's. Beat car, all stars. Going down like the sun. Thick burger clutching with my bros out back. Hanging for no good reason. Drive through, same through, sweet thickness in my eyes. Walk in the backyard, shakes held high. That's America past them fries.
Back from commercial break, I'm Vance Ruff along with Jeff Marn. Barrel racing getting set to go. It is time for the ladies to go fast. The cloverleaf pattern is set up. Jeff Marn, Sabrina Lay from Omak, Washington will start us off.
Yeah, great lineup of barrel racers here this afternoon as we get to watch the pretty ladies and the fast horses. Sabrina Lay, another good talent Her horse is ready, Vance Ruff.
Well, the simple goal, one to the right and 2 turns to the left, but the goal is leave those barrels standing. Each one knocked down is a 5-second penalty, but she's not quitting.
Boy, that's a nice horse, too. That's a little tough luck in barrel number 1 as we watch her come home. Across the timeline, we'll add a 5-second penalty to it. So 22.30 with the 5 seconds added here today for Sabrina Lay.
Well, and Jeff, you see the gate kind of being on the side. You'll see the ladies have to come in and line up with the pattern. If they choose that right barrel first, it's a tight turn right there. And
It is.
The angle is going to be important. Alex Bliss getting set to go.
Kind of got to line up. And you got a hot horse, and that's where things can run into a little difficulty getting that good start here. This horse is raring to go. These horses, athletes as well. And nice little turn right there on barrel number 1.
Smooth around number 2 as she gets around number 3 clean. Now cross the timeline.
Yes, turn her loose.
1763.
1763 with more good action to go in the ladies barrel racing here today. Yeah, great sponsors here you talked about in our opening here as well as the McMillan family putting this great event on. 62 years, Vance Ruff. That's a long time for a good rodeo.
Well, what a beautiful setting here in Grand Coulee. Sue Gloving, Chase, British Columbia, Canada. You see her strategically coming in and setting up that first move, getting straight on. She can pick her angle. Looking to go a left-hand turn first. Going to go 1 left, 2 right. Good Canadian talent.
Just like Vance, has that anything to do with kind of being right-handed or left-handed on these?
Well, that's a great question, Jeff Martin. I think it's purely up to the horse and sometimes maybe even the pattern. And she stalks the clock at 1783. 1783 right now, get her into the top 4. Again, that first performance, we talk about it. You can't safety up, but you really don't know what's going to happen after. You go get your time done as Jade Crossley gets set to go, and then they got to come beat you. Hermiston, Oregon. Jade,
there's no safety up in this cowgirl. I've got to watch her at a lot of rodeos. And the Crossley family, we talked about ranching. It doesn't matter. Horse training, whatever they do, they put their minds to it. She's not the only Crossley in the rodeo world either, and there are hands. Might be a leaderboard change coming up. 17.37, and that's exactly what we have there.
Boy, and she did, jockey that horse around there well. Next on the list, Sadie Gallagher. Elmira, Washington.
Come on, Sadie. We saw that good run last night. I think that's going to pick up the pace a little bit from this. Trying to get that horse to stand in the arena as we kind of saw a little hitching her get along. She'll get another neighbor to come up there, maybe ease its mind as she gets in there. Now she likes it.
When you see the strategy, she got him inside, and instead of kind of riding up the fence and squaring up, she went right across the timeline. First barrel so far, both still standing around number 3.
This horse was a little hot in the back there, like you said. She had a little different technique getting into the arena, but it stops the clock at 18.53. I think it's back to the practice pen for a little bit of warm-up action there, and she'll come back, and it'll be a better performance next time for her.
One of our young contestants, Ellie Hoff from Omak, Washington. The young superstar lining things up. Gonna turn him loose, Jeff.
Yeah, it's good to watch these young and up-and-coming talents here getting a little taste of the bright lights of the rodeo arena. That's where it all starts. Good way to get their rodeo careers kicked off. No matter if they got the fastest horses or not, it takes a lot of hard work and determination to even enter up in one of these good rodeos with some of your famous heroes involved. So,
well, you said it. It takes a lot of guts to put your name on the list and to come out, and you got to go through that. And you touched on it as well, the weather has changed again. The sun is a little bit back up, but now starting to set. Our arena lights are on. What again a beautiful setting here in Grand Coulee. The all-around talent, Jordan Miner, Hermiston, Oregon, next to go.
Yeah, Jordan, she rides some good horses too. No stranger to the winner's circle. All right, good looking horse.
It looks like she turned me loose on the braid mane.
Yes, I don't think so, but I will say that is a fancy AQHA horse underneath her. She's got a whale of a run. Look at this Palomino go for it. Yes, and a new leader, 17-1-3, and right to the pay window we go. Right on top.
Right to the top of the leaderboard. Love to see it. Not quite done yet. But, you know, it's a lot like we talked about in our other events. You have somebody come out and go fast like that. Casey Teague, I'm sure it just gets her motors running. Ellensburg, Washington talent says, hey, I can go that fast too. Matching horses, braids on the other side. Line him up, turn him loose.
Nice little barrel right there. Yeah. There's a lot of Palomino horses up in this part of the country with some wheels underneath them. Look at this. Little choppy kind of strides, but I tell you what, making some ground up, 17.47.
Well, big strided horse. I mean, even with the hesitation, still clocking at 17.47. She's got to be happy with that run. I like the brand right there. Pretty fancy.
And you did not do the braid work, fans. Not going to fall for that.
Well, if they'd only see my work, they would turn me loose. Well, the rodeo queen, Jessie Walker, Omak, Washington, getting set to go as we're nearing completion in the barrel race in performance number 1. Jeff, again, wearing all the pink. I love it.
Yeah, you know, she represents this great organization right here. Grand Coulee guys do a lot of hard work to keep this rodeo going on 62 years. As she takes a little wide here, Rodeo Royalty is going to get things back line up going around 3. That's all right. Like we said before, it may not be the fastest time, but I tell you what, we're proud of that little cowgirl right there for the run here this afternoon.
Well, picking up the electric eyes, the barrel's going into the barrel truck. Thanks again to Jess Ford. A shout out to them. The leaderboard, Jordan Minor's got the lead going into our final performance tomorrow. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Grand Coulee, Washington. Rodeo fans, Cody Ayers, Tonasket, Washington, getting set to go. Bull riding Jeff Marn. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Cody, nice little hopper around the corner We'll have to go back to the Whalen Tire replay to see kind of what went wrong. He started him good, reaching out over the front, and then you see him get leaned into that hand and just did not get back to where he needed to be. But we got more bull riding, so we'll go back down. Here's a kid that's kind of turning it on. Nathan Caldwell, Hayden, Idaho, started riding bulls a couple years ago, so I know he's excited about it. Big Timber the bull, and I mean gets up. He's trying, though. That's what we'd like to see, but in a bad spot.
Ooh. A little love tap at the end.
Little love tap is what we like. Rubbin's racing, Vance. Nathan, he's up. He's okay. Tough kid. Bullfighter's doing a great job here today.
Josh Canode, Shane Anderson, our Cowboy lifesavers as we get set to go with Ray Holt, Springdale, Washington Cowboy.
The old Colt 45 underneath him here tonight. They've won a lot of money on this bull here. McMillan crew. Big Bramer Cross looking bull. Kind of fun. But look out, the boys are going to have their Nikes on. The bulls are feeling good in this spring weather here today. Been on that green grass. And another no score comes up.
Wyatt Wilkes from Spokane, Washington, about 90 miles away. Beautiful Spokane Valley, making a journey to Grand Coulee.
Yeah, Wyatt goes to a lot of bull ridings, elite professional bull riding to the Columbia River circuit. This kid's kind of finding his own niche right here, right to the whistle at about 7.9, and there's a heartbreaker right there for a good kid that, you know, he's getting a new meaning in bull riding for himself, taking his craft really seriously. As you watch him go around there, just letting that bull pack him around. Right here, he just got a little loosened up, but a no score for Wyatt.
Well, Jeff Martin, I mean, close, but still looking for that first 8-second ride. Josiah DeSoto, Who Demand the Bucking Bull from McMillan Rodeo.
Who Demand, fans? Who Demand? Here we go. Little short, stocky bucking bull. This is going to take a victory lap. Another no score, Vance. We're going to have to go back to the Whalen Tire replay and see what went wrong there. But a stout little bull is not missing any feed here in the spring weather like we talked about. Bullfighters coming in there doing a good job as well as we talked about those guys. We've got more bull riding.
Well, Caleb McMillan, the all-around talent. Soap Lake, Washington. This is quick draw. I like this matchup right here.
This kid's tough. It doesn't matter whether it's bronc, timed event side, and just patient. Look at him let that bull pack around, keeping that outside foot going rat-a-tat-tat to the tune of some money, it sounds like to me. Nice, controlled bull ride.
You know, and taller than most, bull riders, and the young man is just an athlete. The Whalen Tire replay will show it to you. Like you said, Jeff, just making it look easy.
See how he reaches in there, lets that shoulder drive forward, lets that bull pack him around. Then he's feeling really comfortable. You saw the outside foot go to tap it on him, spurring motion, steps off, full awareness that whole ride, and that's what I love to see.
Well, 78 points. The judges liked it as well as we go to Dominic Alterio. Edwalt, Washington.
Gringo, the bucking bull underneath him here today. Come on. Oof.
Oh, dear.
That had train wreck written on it from about jump number 1. You saw him get whipped back there. We'll have to go to the Whalen Tire replay, but he's lucky to save his teeth there. I know he's wearing a helmet, but it looked a little shaky.
Well, we'll move on to Steve Maupin, Oroville, Washington. Hey, how about this bull? You've talked about this one, Mellow Yellow.
Oh, I like Mellow Yellow. You know that, Vance. Good old Mellow Yellow. Old Faithful. I mean, you can be some points, but, get around that corner. Old Mellow Yellow will pack you to the pay window each and every time. Yeah, they're spitting him out here a little bit toward the end.
Well, another one warming up the rope. This is Jake Davis from McCleary, Washington.
Jake's a good bull rider, off the res. Another good bull coming in here. I've seen this bull a lot of times. Just been kind of packing him around. He's got some patience there. There you go. I like it. Jake one of them patient cowboys too. He got in a lot of trouble there, toward the end of that bull ride. But instead of checking out like you've seen before on some of these guys, this is right here. This is just presence, knowing how many bulls rode, get the 8-second whistle, and then find a safe spot to get off.
Well, you can't let him come back underneath him, and they rewarded him 71 points. He's second on the leaderboard. As we go to Nathan Caldwell from Hayden Lake, Idaho.
All right, Nathan, come on, nice little bull in there. Some of these guys had the opportunity to enter up twice, I think, here tonight, so that's why you get to see him. A little double the fun, Vance Ruff.
Double the fun, double the pleasure.
Wow.
Big Timber making it work.
There's no pleasure there for Nathan tonight.
Well, you see the leaderboard, Caleb McMillan, 78 points, and Jake Davis with a 70. That'll conclude the bull riding. We'll be right back right after this.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Whalen Tire. We know tires.
Cooley Dam Federal Credit Union was founded to serve those working on the dam project in 1941, and we've remained ever since, serving our ever-growing membership with better rates, a wide range of financing, online banking, mobile banking, surcharge-free ATMs, and more for a well-rounded financial experience. A credit union truly functions for the betterment of our members, and our team of experts are ready to assist you with a one-on-one experience with someone you know and trust. Cooley Dam Federal Credit Union, NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
On your next trip to Grand Coulee, Washington, come visit us at the Grand Coulee Center Lodge. No matter what your reason for traveling here, we have diverse accommodations to fit your visit. From economical one-queen rooms to roomy suites, even rooms with kitchens. We offer a complimentary continental breakfast and free Wi-Fi. Here at the Grand Coulee Center Lodge, we may be strangers today, but by the time you leave tomorrow, we hope to be friends. Call us at 866-633-2860 or visit us online at grandcouleecenterlodge.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Vance Ruff, along with Jeff Marn. Performance number 1 of the Grand Coulee Pro West Rodeos in the books. The weather was a little up and down, but the Cowboys, the Cowgirls, they handled it. Great rodeo action in performance number 1.
It was so fun to see the friends, the neighbors coming out. A really great atmosphere right here in Grand Coulee. We watched the Marchand family come out and get on everything from a bucking horse to a bull. It was outstanding watching.
Well, stick around with us. Catch us at performance number 2. Thank you, everybody.